All of that gunfire filling the dark, early morning hours with booming concussion and bright, flashing muzzle flashes as these high-pressured and high-powered rounds flooded the atmosphere in front of that gun.
The streets are buzzing with a shocking revelation that has shaken the drill and hip-hop community. Foolio's killer has reportedly been exposed, and the role of Alicia Andrews in the unfolding story has left fans stunned. According to multiple sources, Alicia, once seen as a close confidant of Foolio, allegedly provided information that allowed his enemies to locate and target him. The revelation has ignited intense debate online, as followers of the rapper struggle to reconcile her involvement with their previous perception of loyalty and trust within the scene. This explosive development raises questions about the dangerous interplay of trust, betrayal, and street politics. Foolio, known for his rise in the Chicago drill scene and his fierce loyalty to his crew, had fans who believed he was untouchable. The notion that someone from his inner circle may have aided the people responsible for his death has sent shockwaves throughout the community, igniting discussions across social media, forums, and hip-hop commentary platforms. The story is as much about the streets as it is about human behavior. Allegiances are fragile, and survival often hinges on decisions that can mean life or death. Alicia Andrews' alleged involvement adds a layer of intrigue and controversy, transforming what might have been a simple street hit into a narrative of betrayal, strategy, and complex interpersonal dynamics. Analysts and fans alike are dissecting her possible motives, from personal grievances to pressure from rival factions, trying to understand how and why she may have facilitated such a fatal outcome. Social media has erupted with speculation, with fans and commentators debating the implications of the alleged betrayal. Some condemn her actions outright, while others attempt to contextualize them within the violent and unpredictable environment surrounding Chicago's drill scene. The incident has sparked discussions on loyalty, survival, and accountability, prompting an examination of how even those closest to someone can be involved in their downfall. This revelation doesn't just impact Foolio's legacy, it also has ramifications for everyone involved, from his crew to rival gangs. Alicia Andrews' alleged role has made her a central figure in one of the most shocking developments in recent Chicago hip-hop history, leaving fans eager to uncover every detail of how this tragedy unfolded. Foolio was more than just a rising rapper in Chicago's drill scene. He was a symbol of ambition, grit, and survival in a city known for its fierce street culture. Hailing from the South Side, Foolio's music resonated with fans who recognized the authenticity in his lyrics and the raw energy he brought to every track. His rise was meteoric, fueled by relentless work ethic, charisma, and a deep connection to his community. Yet, with prominence came scrutiny, rivalries, and the inherent dangers of a scene intertwined with street life. From the very beginning, Foolio maintained close ties with his crew, a tight-knit group that both supported him and helped navigate the complex social dynamics of Chicago's drill scene. Loyalty was not just an expectation, it was survival. Every decision, every alliance, and every connection could have life or death consequences. Fans admired Foolio not only for his music but also for his ability to command respect in an environment where trust was a rare commodity. Those closest to him, friends, collaborators, and associates, were often scrutinized as intensely as his rivals, because betrayal in this world could be fatal. Among the people in Foolio's circle, Alicia Andrews stood out. Initially perceived as a loyal friend, confidant, and someone who understood the pressures he faced, Alicia's relationship with Foolio was closely observed by those around him. Sources indicate that she had access to his movements, personal routines, and social interactions in ways that few others did. Her proximity to Foolio positioned her as someone who could either protect him or, as recent reports suggest, become a pivotal figure in his tragic downfall. The dynamics between them were laid, with personal history, trust, and street politics all intertwining to create a volatile mix. In the weeks leading up to Foolio's death, tensions between rival factions in Chicago were escalating. Conflicts that had simmered for months were reaching boiling points, and the streets were rife with speculation, threats, and strategic maneuvers. Every action was scrutinized, every alliance questioned, and every interaction became potentially consequential. For someone like Foolio, whose visibility was increasing both musically and socially, the risks were magnified. Those watching him closely, rivals and insiders alike, knew that information was power. And in a world where loyalty could shift and survival was paramount, even a single leak could prove deadly. Reports now suggest that Alicia Andrews may have been the conduit through which key information about Foolio's location and routines reaches enemies. While motives remain a topic of speculation, sources indicate that she may have been under pressure from rival factions or acted due to personal grievances. The notion that someone within Foolio's inner circle could facilitate such a devastating outcome has sent shockwaves through fans, collaborators, and observers of Chicago's hip-hop scene. Questions abound. Was it betrayal for survival, a calculated move, or something more personal? Every theory has fans debating and dissecting the layers of loyalty and deception involved. The tragic outcome has cast a shadow over Foolio's rise, highlighting the precarious balance between ambition and safety in the drill scene. While his music continues to resonate, the circumstances of his death underscore the dangers inherent in his world. The combination of street rivalries, heightened visibility, and intimate knowledge possessed by those closest to him created a perfect storm that ultimately led to his untimely demise. Fans mourn not only the loss of a talented artist, but also the betrayal that may have enabled his enemies to strike. Social media erupted immediately following the news, with fans, commentators, and community members expressing disbelief, anger, and sorrow. Discussions centered not only on the incident itself, but also on the broader implications for the scene, trust, and loyalty among Chicago rappers. Many expressed shock that someone so close to Foolio could be implicated in his downfall, emphasizing the fragile nature of trust in high-stakes environments. Others attempted to contextualize the events, analyzing the pressures, rivalries, and survival instincts that shape decisions in the streets. Ultimately, the lead-up to Foolio's death reflects a complex interplay of talent, ambition, loyalty, and betrayal. His rise to prominence was fueled by hard work and authenticity, yet it was also marked by exposure to danger inherent in his environment. Alicia Andrews' alleged involvement has transformed a personal relationship into a focal point of controversy, raising questions about human behavior, trust, and survival in a world where alliances are constantly tested. The tragedy has left an indelible mark on the Chicago drill scene, reshaping conversations about loyalty, information, and the devastating consequences that can arise when trust is broken. The events surrounding Foolio's death took a shocking turn as new reports suggested that Alicia Andrews, once considered a trusted confidant, played a pivotal role in the circumstances that led to his killing. According to multiple sources, Alicia allegedly provided critical information to rival factions, effectively exposing Foolio's movements and allowing his enemies to plan a targeted attack. In a community where information can be as lethal as weapons, this revelation sent shockwaves across Chicago's drill scene, leaving fans, collaborators, and onlookers grappling with questions about loyalty, survival, and betrayal. Alicia's alleged involvement did not happen in a vacuum. Reports indicate that tensions between rival crews had been escalating for weeks before the fatal incident. Social media posts, cryptic messages, and neighborhood chatter suggested that both Foolio and his rivals were aware that confrontations could be imminent. In this volatile environment, knowledge of Foolio's whereabouts and routines became highly valuable. Alicia, being close to Foolio, allegedly had access to precise information about his locations, movements, and interactions, positioning her as a critical link in the chain that ultimately led to the ambush. Sources close to the investigation suggest that her motives may have been influenced by a combination of pressure, personal grievances, and strategic survival instincts. In street culture, alliances are fragile, and trust is constantly tested. Those with access to sensitive information can find themselves in positions where decisions carry life or death consequences. Alicia's alleged actions, whether driven by coercion, resentment, or calculated strategy, underscore the dangerous intersection of loyalty and self-preservation. Friends and fans continue to speculate, debating whether her involvement was a betrayal of friendship, a forced choice under pressure, or an opportunistic move aligned with rival interests. The lead-up to the ambush was marked by a series of movements and communications that ultimately culminated in the fatal encounter. Sources reveal that rival groups, armed with detailed knowledge of Foolio's schedule, were able to coordinate their attack with precision. Alicia's alleged provision of this information allowed them to anticipate his location and timing, giving them a tactical advantage that resulted in a devastating outcome. For the community watching these events unfold, the notion that someone from Foolio's inner circle may have facilitated the attack was almost unimaginable, amplifying the sense of shock and betrayal. Immediately following the attack, the scene was chaotic. Eyewitness accounts describe confusion, fear, and rapid dispersal as first responders arrived and law enforcement began investigations. Fans and members of the drill community took to social media, sharing clips, statements, and reactions, many expressing disbelief at how events had transpired. The narrative quickly shifted from mourning Foolio to analyzing the circumstances and the alleged role of Alicia Andrews, with debates about trust and betrayal dominating the conversation. Law enforcement sources indicate that investigations have focused heavily on understanding the chain of events that led to the ambush. This includes tracing communications, identifying potential accomplices, and determining how information may have been leaked. Alicia's alleged involvement has placed her at the center of both legal and social scrutiny, as authorities and community members alike seek answers about the circumstances that allowed such a precise and deadly attack to occur. Community reactions have been intense. Friends, fellow artists, and fans have expressed outrage, grief, and frustration, emphasizing that betrayal from within one circle is among the most painful outcomes of street violence. Many see Alicia's alleged actions as a cautionary tale about the dangers of divided loyalties and the devastating consequences that can result when trust is broken in high-stakes environments. Meanwhile, discussions have also emerged about accountability, the role of peer pressure, and how the pressures of street culture can lead individuals to make decisions with irreversible consequences. Social media amplified every aspect of the story, with hashtags, posts, and viral clips dissecting both the ambush and Alicia's alleged role. Fans debated her motives, her relationship with Foolio, and the larger implications for the drill scene. Analysts and commentators framed the events within the context of loyalty, survival, and the inherent risks of being part of high-profile crews in Chicago. The combination of street violence, personal betrayal, and public attention created a narrative that captivated fans while simultaneously highlighting the dangers of the environment surrounding rising drill stars. In retrospect, the ambush of Foolio illustrates a tragic convergence of ambition, trust, and vulnerability. While his talent and rising fame had made him a figure to watch, his proximity to individuals who may have compromised his safety proved fatal. Alicia Andrews' alleged involvement has become a defining element in understanding the events, emphasizing how intimate knowledge and misplaced trust can have deadly consequences. The immediate aftermath left the community reeling, balancing grief with the urgent need to understand how betrayal could intersect with ambition, rivalry, and survival in one of Chicago's most dangerous and visible music scenes. In the wake of Foolio's tragic death, the investigation into his killing has intensified, with authorities focusing on every angle of the case, particularly the alleged role of Alicia Andrews. Law enforcement sources confirm that detectives are meticulously piecing together communications, social media activity, and eyewitness accounts to establish a timeline of events. Investigators are probing how information about Foolio's movements may have been leaked and whether Alicia's alleged involvement was voluntary, coerced, or motivated by other factors. The high-profile nature of the case, coupled with the public's intense interest, has made it one of the most closely watched investigations in recent Chicago drill history. Public reaction has been immediate and polarized. Fans across social media platforms have flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with posts expressing grief, anger, and disbelief. Many condemn the betrayal they believe occurred, framing Alicia's alleged actions as the ultimate breach of loyalty in a culture where trust is paramount. Memes, video compilations, and commentary threads dissect her relationship with Foolio, scrutinizing past interactions and attempting to piece together her possible motives. Some fans argue that her actions were driven by fear or coercion, contextualizing the decision within the dangerous pressures of Chicago street dynamics. Others express outright outrage, labeling her betrayal as unforgivable and a cautionary tale for anyone operating in high-stakes, high-visibility environments. Media coverage has mirrored the intensity of public discourse. Music news outlets, urban culture platforms, and hip-hop commentators have all amplified the narrative, highlighting not only the tragedy of Foolio's death but also the role of interpersonal dynamics that may have contributed to it. Analysts emphasize the broader implications for the drill scene, noting that trust within crews is as critical as the music itself. Stories about Alicia's alleged involvement are explored alongside discussions about how rising drill stars navigate fame, loyalty, and the constant threats posed by rival factions. Each report adds layers of complexity to a narrative that blends artistry, ambition, and the dangers of street politics. The impact on Foolio's legacy has been profound. Known for his talent, charisma, and authenticity, his career trajectory had been promising, with growing recognition both locally and nationally. His death has cemented him as a symbol of the risks and volatility inherent in the drill scene. While fans continue to celebrate his music, lyrics, and influence, the circumstances of his passing have added a darker, cautionary dimension to his story. Discussions about loyalty, trust, and betrayal now accompany every conversation about his legacy, framing him not only as an artist but also as a figure whose life and death illustrate the perils of high-stakes environments where power and survival are constantly in flux. The drill community itself has felt the ripple effects. Fellow artists and collaborators are navigating both grief and heightened anxiety, aware that rival factions and breaches of trust can have serious consequences. Performances, studio sessions, and public appearances are now approached with added caution, reflecting the reality that safety is an ongoing concern. Community leaders, mentors, and elder figures in the scene have emphasized the importance of vigilance, loyalty, and careful decision-making, framing Foolio's death as both a loss and a lesson. Beyond the music industry, the case has sparked conversations about street culture, violence, and accountability. Commentators argue that incidents like these highlight the intersection of artistry, ambition, and the harsh realities of life in neighborhoods marked by systemic challenges, gang presence, and persistent threats of retaliation. Alicia's alleged involvement brings these discussions into sharp focus, demonstrating how personal relationships can intersect with larger social dynamics to produce devastating outcomes. Every analysis underscores the precarious balance between trust and survival, particularly in an environment where information can be weaponized. Social media continues to serve as a platform for real-time reaction and debate. Fans dissect every piece of information, from public sightings to cryptic messages and video clips, in attempts to understand how the tragedy unfolded. Hashtags, viral posts, and commentary threads highlight the public's need for clarity, closure, and accountability. Many are using the incident as a catalyst to discuss broader issues within the drill scene, including loyalty, conflict resolution, and the responsibilities of those with intimate knowledge of others' lives. Ultimately, the investigation, public reaction, and media coverage underscore the far-reaching implications of Foolio's death. Alicia Andrews' alleged role has become a central element of this story, shaping narratives about trust, betrayal, and accountability in one of the most prominent musical subcultures in the country. As law enforcement continues its work and fans process the tragedy, the intersection of ambition, loyalty, and street politics remains at the forefront of discussions, cementing Foolio's death as both a personal loss and a defining moment in the history of Chicago drill. The death of Foolio and the alleged involvement of Alicia Andrews have rippled far beyond the music world, sparking intense discussions about loyalty, betrayal, and survival in high-stakes environments. In Chicago's drill scene, trust is often the most valuable currency, and its absence can have catastrophic consequences. The revelation that someone from Foolio's inner circle may have contributed to his targeting has prompted a broader examination of how personal relationships, street politics, and community dynamics intersect. Within local communities, reactions have been mixed, reflecting both grief and a deeper understanding of the pressures faced by those navigating these spaces. Friends and family members of Foolio have expressed profound sorrow, grappling not only with the loss of a talented artist, but also with the apparent betrayal that may have facilitated his death. Community members familiar with the drill scene recognize that these tragedies are rarely the result of a single factor. Instead, they emerge from a combination of personal conflicts, rivalries, and the high-stakes nature of urban life where information can be as lethal as weapons. The alleged actions of Alicia Andrews have become a lightning rod for debate. Many view her as a symbol of the fragile nature of trust, illustrating how even close relationships can be compromised under pressure. Analysts and commentators emphasize that, in environments shaped by both violence and ambition, individuals may make choices that prioritize survival or strategic advantage over loyalty. Discussions on social media reflect this complexity, with some fans condemning her outright and others contextualizing her behavior within the realities of street life. The conversation is not solely about blame. It also centers on understanding the psychological, social, and environmental factors that influence decision-making in such high-pressure contexts. This incident has also reignited broader debates about the responsibilities of public figures within the drill scene. As musicians gain visibility and influence, their actions carry ramifications beyond personal relationships. Foolio's rise has been accompanied by growing recognition, which not only increased his fan base but also drew the attention of rival factions. Analysts argue that heightened visibility can amplify both opportunity and risk, creating scenarios where decisions made by those closest to an artist can have life-or-death consequences. Alicia's alleged involvement is seen as a case study in how insider knowledge, proximity, and trust intersect with danger. Local organizations and community leaders have responded by emphasizing conflict resolution and mentorship. Programs aimed at guiding young artists and neighborhood residents in navigating both creative and street-related challenges have intensified their efforts in the aftermath of Foolio's death. Workshops, panel discussions, and community meetings now incorporate conversations about loyalty, accountability, and the consequences of misplaced trust. These initiatives highlight the importance of education, awareness, and proactive engagement to reduce the likelihood of similar tragedies in the future. Social media has continued to fuel discussion, with fans dissecting every piece of information available about the incident. Video clips, messages, and eyewitness accounts are scrutinized for clues about how events unfolded and the role Alicia may have played. Hashtags and commentary threads proliferate, reflecting a collective need for understanding and closure. Fans debate motives, intentions, and consequences, illustrating how digital platforms allow communities to process grief, outrage, and confusion simultaneously. The broader drill scene is also grappling with the implications of the revelation. Fellow artists are increasingly cautious, recognizing that personal relationships within their inner circles can influence both professional and personal safety. Conversations about trust, information sharing, and loyalty have become more prominent, with many emphasizing that vigilance and discernment are critical in an environment where rivalries and threats are ever present. The ripple effect extends beyond music, influencing social dynamics, community interactions, and even fan perceptions. Cultural commentators note that this story highlights the complex interplay between human behavior and environment. Loyalty, trust, and betrayal are universal themes, but in the context of Chicago's drill scene, the stakes are extraordinarily high. Alicia Andrews' alleged actions exemplify the consequences of divided loyalties, where personal, social, and external pressures converge in ways that can dramatically alter lives. The incident serves as a stark reminder that in communities where ambition, visibility, and rivalry intersect, even those closest to you can become unexpected variables in life-altering events. In conclusion, the aftermath of Foolio's death underscores not only the loss of a promising talent, but also the deepest social and cultural consequences of betrayal within high-risk environments. Alicia Andrews' alleged involvement has sparked an ongoing dialogue about trust, loyalty, and survival, extending from the streets to digital communities and media analysis. The story continues to resonate as both a personal tragedy and a broader reflection on the fragile dynamics that shape life in the drill scene. The long-term fallout from Foolio's death has reverberated throughout Chicago's drill scene, leaving a permanent mark on the community, his peers, and fans worldwide. While the immediate aftermath was filled with grief, anger, and shock, the deeper consequences of the incident have continued to unfold, shaping conversations about loyalty, trust, and the responsibilities of those close to rising stars in dangerous environments. The alleged involvement of Alicia Andrews remains central to these discussions, representing a cautionary tale about the fragile nature of trust in high-stakes contexts. One of the most visible effects of the tragedy has been on the behavior of other artists within the drill scene. Fellow rappers and collaborators are reportedly taking greater precautions in their personal and professional lives, recognizing that proximity and perceived loyalty can be exploited. The incident has prompted discussions about how information is shared, who is trusted with sensitive details, and the importance of situational awareness. Many young artists have taken note of Foolio's fate, understanding that fame, ambition, and visibility come with heightened risks, particularly when rival factions are actively monitoring movements and connections. Community organizations and mentorship programs have also stepped up in response to the tragedy. Leaders are using Foolio's story as a case study to educate young artists and residents about the dangers of betrayal and the critical importance of making prudent decisions in both social and professional contexts. Workshops focusing on conflict resolution, trust building, and strategic decision-making have increased in frequency, aiming to prevent similar incidents in the future. These initiatives emphasize that understanding the stakes of one's environment is as important as talent and ambition, creating a framework for safer participation in the drill scene while still pursuing artistic goals. Social media continues to play a pivotal role in shaping the narrative. Fans dissect every development, sharing opinions about Alicia Andrews' alleged actions, analyzing motives, and debating ethical considerations. While some condemn her as a betrayer, others contextualize her decisions within the pressures of street life, illustrating the complex interplay of survival, loyalty, and personal choice. Platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok have become spaces for both mourning and discussion, allowing fans to collectively process the events while exploring the deeper lessons they impart. Viral posts, commentary threads, and discussion videos highlight how public perception can both amplify tragedy and spark meaningful conversations about responsibility and decision-making. Foolio's legacy has been profoundly shaped by the circumstances of his death. Beyond his talent, charisma, and rising influence in the drill scene, he has become a symbol of the risks associated with rapid fame and the necessity of vigilance in high-stakes environments. His music continues to resonate, serving as a testament to his artistry, but the narrative surrounding his life now includes a cautionary dimension about trust, betrayal, and the consequences of divided loyalties. Analysts argue that future generations of drill artists will study both his successes and the tragic not enough to navigate the perils of the scene. The ripple effect on rival factions and the broader community has also been significant. Awareness of how information leaks and breaches of trust can lead to deadly outcomes has heightened vigilance across groups, influencing behavior, alliances, and decision-making. Rival crews are now reportedly more cautious about monitoring internal loyalties and communication channels, recognizing that a single misstep can have catastrophic consequences. This shift underscores the broader cultural impact of the incident beyond individual relationships or immediate rivalries. Ultimately, the combination of grief, lessons learned, and ongoing discussions around Foolio's death illustrates the enduring complexity of Chicago's drill scene. His story encapsulates the highs of rising talent, the perils of street rivalries, and the critical importance of loyalty and trust in navigating this environment. Alicia Andrews' alleged involvement, whether driven by personal motives, pressure, or circumstance, has become a defining aspect of the narrative, highlighting how fragile relationships can become lethal variables when intersecting with ambition and visibility. The tragedy serves as a cautionary tale for artists, fans, and communities alike. It emphasizes that success in high-risk environments requires more than skill and determination. It requires awareness, discernment, and strategic decision-making. While Foolio's music and influence continue to inspire, the circumstances of his death will remain a stark reminder of the delicate balance between trust, loyalty, and survival in the drill scene. As the scene continues to evolve, Foolio's story will endure as both a memorial to his talent and a lesson in the unforgiving realities of the environment he navigated. His legacy, shaped by artistry, ambition, and tragedy, will influence the next generation of drill artists, reminding them that in a world where information and loyalty are as powerful as any weapon, every choice carries weight. Foolio's story is more than just headlines. It's a powerful reminder of talent, ambition, and the deadly consequences of betrayal in the drill scene. Fans everywhere are reacting to the shocking revelations surrounding his death and the alleged role of Alicia Andrews. This is a conversation about loyalty, trust, and survival in one of the most high-stakes environments in music today. Join the discussion as the community continues to analyze every detail, from the events leading up to Foolio's death to the lessons that emerging artists can learn from his story. Share your thoughts, theories, and reflections on what this tragedy teaches about trust, ambition, and navigating the streets while pursuing your dreams. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated on all developments, insider insights, and deep dives into Chicago's drill scene. Be part of the conversation, honor Foolio's legacy, and witness the story unfold as more truths come to light.